Salutations viewers and welcome back to my video gaming channel. My name is Gene and today I am excited to start a new chapter in the whole playthrough endeavor of mine. We're gonna continue with the Men of War franchise. As some of you might know, I have made two playthroughs from this franchise, namely the playthrough for Soldiers, Heroes of World War II. I've done that one a while back, and also a year ago approximately I've made a Faces of War playthrough. So today we're gonna continue with this wonderful game called Men of War. There are also additional reasons why I decided to continue with this specific game instead of moving on to, let's say, Assault Squad 2, or I don't know, Gates of Hell, or what have you, Call to Arms. So I've noticed on YouTube, I've done a search, not an extensive one, just, you know, typed in the results for this game, for Men of War, and I've noticed that there were several playthroughs done, maybe like 10 years ago, by different people, but it seems that no one really did, you know, like an in-depth playthrough for Men of War on the hardest difficulty setting, and I'm gonna do that. For this reason, I decided to go with this game, you know. It's gonna be fun. I've played all of the missions, did just, you know, like a lot of like practice run for all of the missions, so I know what I'm gonna be facing. And before starting the first level, you know, like, guys, sorry, my introductions take a while. I know I'm boring, but there are two important things that I want to say prior to starting the playthrough. First of all, on the hardest difficulty setting, it's gonna be really hard to play the missions perfectly, so there will be, you know, saves coming. We're gonna be saving, we're gonna be reloading, because Men of War, the entire franchise, is just one of those games where you can't plan the mission in a perfect way and execute it flawlessly every time. Sometimes, you know, a vital unit, a crucial unit is gonna get destroyed, some kind of a tank, or I don't know, some kind of a vehicle that you need is gonna get damaged midway through the mission. So, you know, replaying the mission from scratch is gonna be too much of a task, so I'm not gonna do that. But with that being said, I will try to load the game as, you know, as less as possible. I'm gonna keep that whole thing to the most possible minimum. Secondly, what I want to notice is this game, like visually, graphically, seems to be buggy. Like, I'm playing it on a relatively good computer, on good hardware that came out ages after this game, and still certain missions can dip below 60 frames. I don't think you can do anything about that. That's just the way this game is. Anyway, that's it. I'm done with my introduction. For those of you that listened to it, I'm extremely grateful to you. For those that haven't, don't ask me in the comments why I'm reloading the game now and then instead of playing it in one take, or don't be surprised if this game is laggy from time to time. Alright, so let's choose the first mission, single player. We're gonna select the mission. The first campaign is gonna be the Soviet campaign. It's gonna be called The Road to Victory. And the first level is gonna be called Baptism by Fire. So, without further introduction, I'm saying this for the third time, I think, let's just get into this, and let's look at the introduction cinematic.
It's been 4.5 months since the war began. 4 months of exhausting battles and heavy casualties. Having complete air and technical superiority, the German army has been gradually advancing deeper and deeper into Soviet territory. A huge number of experienced soldiers fell during the first war months, and because the Red Army was in dire need of recruits, a decision was made to enlist every able male to defend the motherland. The ranks of the Red Army were swelled with graduates and senior students. This decision determined the fate of two friends, Viktor Smirnov and Alexei Kuznetsov. Yesterday they were students at Rostov Technical School. Today they are Red Army soldiers standing on the drill ground beneath an autumn sky, awaiting assignment. For them, this war is just beginning.
Alright, so I think we're gonna have like one more cinematic after this one. We're gonna see what's gonna happen to the two officers. Their start of the career isn't gonna go buttery smooth, believe me. Let's see right now what's gonna happen.
Knocked off a track! Damn it!
You bet. Half a day wasted. At least we're alive.
What should we do now? It will be alright, Victor. We'll make it. Hello? Any survivors? What the hell is going on here?
Alright, so we're gonna get
Stop yelling, Alexei. We'll bring the Germans down
a handful
on us.
of units under our
Alive.
control soon.
That's good enough. You better tell me what we should do next.
Germans! Quick! Hide!
I believe we're gonna get the two officers, obviously, the main protagonists for this campaign, and two generic soldiers. Alright, so let's double check. We have the hard difficulty setting, obviously set up, so we gotta be careful, because for this difficulty, infantry, both yours and the enemies are just... they're very vulnerable to any type of damage, as you would expect. They're definitely not bullet sponges.
You won't drive around anymore, scum. Let's get out of here before the Germans show up.
Right, so as we can see, our entire column of tanks, KV-1 tanks, trucks, infantry, everyone has been killed almost. The vehicles have been obliterated. All vehicles except one. We're gonna see which one it is real soon.
Guys, this is bad. German dive bombers have destroyed our column and our commander is dead. We must advance several hundred meters to the village of Udino, where Captain Semenov's battalion should be holding the line there. He will give us further instructions. When we join our troops, we can search the column remains for survivors. Let's do it. There's no time to lose.
You've managed to get here, I see. From the looks of you, I'd say you took a good beating. Our situation is no better. We are lucky to be alive. Ammunition is running low, and the Germans are advancing in large numbers. I have a direct order to hold these positions, which means your platoon will have to get into the action. All I can do is transfer a few of my men to your unit. My men are entrenched over there. Take some of them with you. You would have a hard time on your own.
Alright, so this officer, the one that just addressed us, seems to be very, very calm and collected, because we were the reinforcements that were supposed to kind of like, you know, strengthen his already...
Soldiers! You are temporarily transferred under the command of 2nd Lieutenant Kuznetsov.
his already
He and his
receding
men are coming
forces.
to our aid, and your task is to provide them with the necessary support.
Ah, damn it!
The Germans put their MGs right at the road. We gotta do something about it. Though it's hard.
Yeah, no doubt it's hard, especially when you just sent like 3 soldiers to their like sure death for no apparent reason. We're gonna play this a bit differently. We're not just gonna run blindly into the enemy fire. Well, we kind of will, but in a bit of a different manner. Alright, we need the soldier with the most amount of grenades. Right, let's just take this guy. He has 2 grenades. Anyway, yeah, this guy here, this officer here is very, very collected and just cool and calm. Because, you know, after losing an entire column of reinforcement tanks and soldiers that were supposed to, like I said, strengthen his defending forces, he no longer has any reinforcements. He seems to not really care. Alright, so let's... Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna chuck them grenades, like always, in the best traditions of the Men of War franchise. Boom. Whoever told me in the commentaries, I remember that I can't use grenades. I mean, I can. I'm not perfect at chucking grenades, but sometimes even I can get, you know, 3 kills with 1 grenade. Right, let's toss one more. These guys are dead as well.
You dealt with the machine guns pretty well for a rookie lieutenant. Pretty well indeed. Now, let's see what we can do with this vehicle. It just seems to have a broken track.
Right, for the most part, right now, for this mission, we're not really even gonna need any infantry at all. Just maybe for a bit of support. Now, if I would be playing this game with Fog of War enabled, this is actually something I forgot to mention in the introduction, even though it took a while for me to talk about stuff, I forgot to mention one important thing. We're not gonna play this game with Fog of War. To the best of my knowledge, nobody has really played this game with a lot of like Fog of War enabled on YouTube, and I'm not gonna be doing that either. Because this game, I've tried playing it with Fog of War, it just feels very, very different with Fog of War enabled, so we're not gonna do that. Maybe in the future, for future games, we will, like, you know, Assault Squad and stuff, but not for this. So yeah, anyway, as I was about to say, for this mission, you don't need to use the infantry that much, because your tank will still have great visibility since there's no Fog of War. We're gonna, like, take out everybody with one tank. And this mission is relatively easy, but the second part, where we will need to ambush a German convoy, it can be a bit hectic. If you, for an example, let a few trucks pass.
See, you fixed it alright. We'll have a better chance now, eh? Time to drive the Germans out of the village and chase them till they reach Berlin.
Okay, Captain. Armor like that will take us all the way to Berlin.
1 hour ago, the Germans broke through the defences of the neighbouring regiment and occupied the village, cutting us off from the only ford. Now endless enemy columns are moving to Rostov along the road to the north of the village, and we can do nothing to stop them. Our objective is to counter-attack from the east and capture the village from the Germans. We must then reach the ford and take our positions on Hill 65, from where we'll have a clear view of the road. If we are lucky to capture a couple of field guns, then we'll be able to stop enemy transports moving along this line.
Okay, we won't really need to do that because as long as we have the KV-1 intact, you don't need to capture field guns or anything. You'll be able to use this single vehicle to obliterate everything, right? And for what the enemy has against us, this is a really powerful vehicle. They won't be able to really do anything. As long as you don't let the infantry come very close and like chuck an AT grenade, as long as you're fine with that, like, you're good. You just gotta keep the infantry in check. Everything else will be easy. What's going on? Just, come on. I've wasted like 2 shots already on this thing. Come on. Right, I don't know what's going on. This game always has some surprises for you. Here's the vehicle. Come on, shoot it. You can see that these guys are not professional tankers. They're soldiers, not tankers. Let's try that vehicle. Alright, for some reason, none of this is getting destroyed. Alright, so let's shoot the infantry. Let's just kill all of them. They're very slow. They're not really gonna flank you or anything like that. This isn't Soldiers, Heroes of World War II, where the scripting was done very, very impressively. Infantry would just rush you. They would try to run really quickly towards your positions. If you remember the first Soviet level, right, as we go along, we're gonna need to take the machine gun ammo from various vehicles so that our KV doesn't run out. This is all very straightforward. You wouldn't really even need a walkthrough or a playthrough or anything like that for this level, because this is just, you know, an introduction type of a mission. Alright, so let's go and let's grab the first MG ammo. Now let's kill these guys over here. Let's switch to HE shells. Also, one thing I've noticed in this game is the soundtrack. It randomly just goes off and on sometimes. I don't think you can really, again, do anything about that. Like, there will be missions where the music doesn't, you know, stop, and then there are like missions where it's just all silent for some reason. Right, more Germans are trying to come closer, but it's not gonna happen. I could like bring my guys up. Even if they die, you can like get more guys from the trenches here, so that's not really an issue. Right, there's like a squad of guys over there in that house. Probably not anymore. Now, further down in the village, we're gonna have an enemy tank. That's no match for our KV, though. Because this is like Panzer III, I believe. Like, according to... I don't know how historically accurate this would be. Probably more or less historically accurate. But the armor for the heavy tank KV-1 is 100 armor max. And that's, I think, the same armor value as the Tiger 1. So this thing is as armored as a Tiger 1, basically. It doesn't have a gun that's as good. It just has a 76mm cannon. But the armor is very, very impressive. Like, let's advance with some of these guys. Come on, double time it, guys, and start blasting that German in the toilet. Man, that would suck. Like, basically your war career ends with you dying almost in a toilet. He managed to run out before getting shot, but... Right, let's hide behind the house. Over here. Guys, patch up. Whoever needs to patch up, just patch up. Oh, there's some Germans here too. So if this would have been soldiers, heroes of World War II, my KV would have been a goner already. They would have just tossed an AT grenade and that's it. My tank would have been so done. Not in this game though, no. However, like I said, this is just the first mission. Missions that are gonna be, you know, coming after this one, they're gonna be much more tough. Okay, where are the Germans? Okay, there's a guy lying here. Just in the dirt. There's one, actually two more soldiers over here that we have to just brutally execute with a machine gun. Alright, guys. Your suffering is over. Oh, and I'm getting rushed by a whole lot of Germans here. Alright, go, go, go. Just run away. Run away if you can. Double time it. These guys are, like, running not even that fast, as if their life wouldn't depend on it. Alright, let's try to... Yeah, this thing is slow, obviously. It's heavily armored, but it's slow. Okay, just in time, we were able to save our squad from certain death. Ooh, that's like 3 Germans dead with 1 shot. Okay, why can't you... Hold on. Choose the hull. Alright, so... The hull machine gun, I meant to say. Right, I'm fairly certain that, you know, in real life, these Germans would just run for it. There would be absolutely no point in getting annihilated like this, just wiped out entirely. There's just no point. It would be better to, you know, to simply leave, abandon the village, and call in for, I don't know, a Pack 41 or something? Something that would be able to deal with this KV-1. But, since this is a game, they're just getting totally shafted, the Germans, by this KV-1, and they can't do anything about it. Right, let's advance. Okay, we're gonna try to take out the... How do you call that? The SDKFZ 232. Boom. That hit the... Oh, I don't know how that didn't take out the armored... I don't know, how do you call it? The infantry fighting vehicle, or what have you. Yeah, this thing is shooting me from the sides. That's not good. That can actually take out my tank. Alright, let's just backtrack a little bit. This game. Like, how is that thing taking 76mm shots? It should have taken like 1 hit and that's it. Okay, too bad I wasted that tank completely with that K-kill explosion because I needed the machine gun ammo. Alright, now they're fleeing. Now they decided to flee. When everybody, almost everyone died, now they decided it's a good idea to, you know, just flee from the village. Okay, yeah, no, it's not gonna happen like that. Oh, you wanna pass? No, I'm not gonna let you. Alright, what about those guys? Can I shoot them? They managed to just barely survive.
We kicked their asses out of here. Now it's time to take the Tılu near the road and assault their convoy. Let's do it, people. You can only die once.
Okay, now this is the actually that part of the level where you can mess up if you let the convoy pass. You know, if you're not accurate enough or something like that. You can see those trucks passing down the road. So what we have to do is we gotta get our KV. We gotta get our KV. We gotta get that pack gun too. Even though it's not very useful, but regardless. So, let's do this. We're gonna try to kill this thing. Okay, obviously that didn't do anything because this tank is not accurate. Now, that finally did something. In fact, it completely obliterated the AT gun. Right. This thing is also out for good. Let's try to redeploy that small little AT gun across the river so it helps us out against the convoy. First, though, I gotta kill everybody here. We can see on the map that more units are already moving. Alright, this thing's done. It's here where I need it to be. Right, let's try to destroy the the trucks. If we can destroy these trucks, we can funnel the Germans, because the road is gonna be just littered with the wreckage. So far, so good. Like, it's not challenging, this level. Obviously, it's not challenging, but you have to make your shots count. So, I believe if too many convoy trucks pass, I don't remember double-checking this. Even when I was playing this game, like, years ago, and I didn't check now either, but I think if a lot of trucks pass, you might lose the mission. Okay, does this have a clear shot? Let's... Not really. We need to place the AT gun higher. Okay, now it's better. Oh, that was a good shot. That was actually a good one. Okay, so this AT gun seems to be better against infantry than vehicles, because it's a 45 light AT gun. Although I'm certain...
Showdown. Take your positions. We're going to hit the convoy.
I'm certain it can also, you know, wreck lighter vehicles, no problem. Lighter tanks. Ooh, everything's just blowing up. Right, so far we're doing a really good job, just... everything's getting wrecked. Oh, that guy caught on fire right on the motorcycle. God damn. That's a lot of damage we're dealing. Boom. Okay, so as I was saying, since the vehicles, the convoy, got funneled, they don't really have the opportunity to pass by, you know, as quickly as they would like, and this is essentially their only chance of survival, just passing really quickly down the road. You know, a truck can't do anything else. Yeah, this unit is actually doing a really good job just assisting us. But I'm about to lose some of my soldiers. Because they're heavily wounded. Guys, can you, like, patch up? Just patch up, patch up, patch up. Alright, this thing is no challenge for my KV, as you understand. Okay, some more units are coming. But we should be prepared for them. These are, I believe, the last kind of like remnants of the German reinforcements. You won't really have too much enemy units left after this. Alright, what can that Panzer III do against us? Can you do anything, or are you completely and utterly useless? You are completely and utterly useless. I was correct. I did not expect anything else from this thing. During the next mission, these tanks in large numbers are gonna be quite dangerous. In contrast to this mission where they are just basically almost absolutely absolutely don't pose a threat at all. Yeah, I think I lost one of my infantry guys. Actually, let's go back. I don't want to lose these guys. They're heroes. These guys are heroes. I don't want to lose them. I believe I already lost one soldier anyway. Yeah, I'm running out of MG ammo. I'll be able to replenish my ammo by going here, taking some ammo from this vehicle. Thank you. You don't need it anymore. Okay, now I think the Germans will actually send one Panzer IV. Okay, there's an infantry unit hidden here somewhere. Okay, not anymore. We could have technically used that fuel, like trophy fuel. Oh well. The mission does not state that this is our objective. Alright, I'm taking my sweet time right now. We don't want to do that. We can just kill everybody right now without wasting unnecessary amount of time. Let's destroy this vehicle. Once we destroy the remaining vehicles, I believe more will come, and then after that the mission will be over. There, we see him. We already see him. Alright, and we have a Panzer III and a Panzer IV. Aus E. So that's the one with the stubby cannon, right? It's a 75mm cannon, but I don't know if it's, you know, if it can shoot at long ranges. Probably not. This thing is probably something more of a, you know, more of an infantry support tank. Yeah, we're missing quite a lot, like always. Yeah, that tank shouldn't have advanced like that, exposing the side of the hull. The crew made a mistake, they paid for it with their lives, and now we're gonna do the same thing to their comrades. But ironically, I also exposed my hull.
Fancy another warm Russian welcome and get back to Germany's crown.
Alright, so these guys are the survivors, I guess.
Our order was simple. Take position in Udino and prepare the defense line for motorized infantry regiment. However, fate decided otherwise. And because of an airstrike, our company was unable to reach the spot in time. When the survivors finally reached the village, the Germans had already overrun it. What we were supposed to do? We attacked. Luckily, Lieutenant Petrov's crew were able to fix their KV and engage the Germans until they ran out of ammo. Eventually, our mission turned into a success. We drove the Germans out of Udino and assaulted their convoy. But it all came at a high price. Our troops were decimated and directed to Rostov for reinforcement. We left the village in silence. Nobody felt like talking. They were all lost in their own thoughts. Some were recalling their fallen comrades. Others were thinking about the battles to come.
You know, guys, so surprisingly enough, to the best of my knowledge and my memory, I've read about this a few years ago, there were certain occurrences in World War II where during the very start of the Great Patriotic War, as World War II is called in Russia, in the early stages of World War II, there were cases when a KV-1 tank would ambush convoys of German light tanks and light vehicles, destroying dozens of vehicles in the process and not getting knocked out in turn, because at that point, from what I understand historically, the Germans still didn't have heavier tanks. They utilized the blitzkrieg tactics, which basically necessitated lighter vehicles. Then, of course, as the war progressed, Wehrmacht had much better tanks, but the KV obviously could stand its own easily against tanks such as, you know, Panzer IIs, Panzer Is, which Germans used a lot during those days. So I guess this mission, in a way, you could say is kind of like semi-realistic, although obviously here this looks like just horrible carnage. Anyway, we completed the first mission.
As the German front line was getting closer to...
No, that we're gonna... Okay, so this we're gonna watch during the next episode. Let's just...
The situation...
abandon this for now. We're gonna quit the mission. Sorry, guys, about the inconvenience. So the first level was called Baptism by Fire. Just an introduction type of a mission. There's no real challenges here. However, the second mission, called Evacuation, is gonna be really awkward. For this game, they should have placed this mission somewhere, I believe, I don't know, somewhere in the middle of the campaign. Definitely not the second level. This level can be very frustrating. We're gonna see what challenges await us. But that's gonna be in the next episode. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm excited that I'm again here with you guys making these playthroughs. I'm gonna see you real soon in the next episode of Let's Play Men of War. Until then, take care and stay safe.